Hey, grab a cup. Let's talk for a few minutes. I want to talk about a moment that I know you know. It's late, maybe you're sitting on the edge of the bed or in your car outside the house. Your phone is in your hand, the blue light is hitting your face. Your heart is racing, you can actually feel it in your throat. You've already typed the message. It was sharp, spicy, it's honest. It's a masterpiece of a comeback. You haven't sent it yet, but everything in you is screaming, hey, hit the send button. Go on and run that. Not because it's going to solve the problem, not because it's going to make the relationship better, but because in that 15-second window, it'll feel like you're winning. Just for a moment, it's going to feel so good to make them feel as small as they just made you feel. But here's the reality that we have to face together. You've been here before. We all have. We've watched a 15-second reaction rewrite a 5-year friendship. We've watched one passionate outburst at work change the way a board of directors looked at the leader. And the regret we feel afterward isn't usually because of how we felt. Anger in itself is a natural human signal. The regret comes from the fact that we allowed emotion to drive the car. That's what we're talking about today. So over this cup, I want to talk about why emotional control, it isn't about being nice or quiet. It's actually about the highest level of power that a human being can possess. If you ever felt like your temper or your impulses are borrowing from your future, we need to talk. We have to start by unlearning a lie. We live in a culture that romanticizes being unfiltered. We see it in movies, we see it on social media. The person who is loud, explosive, and stands their ground, they're often seen as strong. We're taught that being reactive is a sign of passion, and being measured is a sign of weakness or being passive. But let's look at the fruit of that. Look at the people in your life that are the most reactive, the ones that speak their mind the second they feel a spark. Are they the ones with the most peace? Are they the ones that people trust the most when things get difficult? There's a reason that Proverbs says a person with understanding controls their temper, while a hothead is a display of a fool. It's not calling us unintelligent. It's saying that wisdom isn't proven in how fast we can react. It's revealed by how we restrain. Think about it this way. Restraint is not the absence of energy. It is energy under total command. It's the difference between a lightning bolt that strikes randomly and a laser that cuts with precision. Both are the same energy, but only one is useful. I want you to take a moment and think about someone that you deeply respect. Is it because they are explosive, or is it because they are steady? Here's the part that they didn't teach us in school. When we get triggered, our brain actually betrays us. When you feel that surge of anger or defensiveness, the portion of our brain meant to protect us from threats takes over. It's trying to protect you from a threat, yes, but it can't tell the difference between a lion in the bush and a snarky comment from your wife. Let me hit both sides. Or a snarky comment from your husband. It floods your body with chemicals that literally shut the wisdom center of your brain down. Scientifically, that chemical surge only lasts 90 seconds. Think about that. If we can only last 90 seconds before hitting send, if we can only make it 90 seconds without opening our mouths, if we can only wait 90 seconds before making a permanent decision based on a chemical reaction, we win. Most people spend those 90 seconds rehearsing the attack. We feed the fire in those 90 seconds. We tell ourselves, I have every right to be mad. And we extend the 90 seconds into 2 hours. The 90 seconds becomes 2 days. The 90 seconds becomes a 2-week Cold War. People with understanding don't lack emotion. They just submerge the impulse to act on them immediately. They know how to survive the 90 seconds. This is a concept that changed my life. Anger doesn't give you power, it borrows from your future. Think of your influence and credibility like a bank account. Every time you stay steady in a storm, you make a deposit. You're telling yourself, I am safe, I am predictable, I am the leader. But every time you lose it, Every time you let the temper win, you are writing a massive check from that account. And the cost doesn't usually show up right away. It shows up in the distance that starts to grow in your marriage. It shows up in the way your employees stop bringing new ideas to you because they're afraid of your reaction. It shows up in the doors that quietly close behind your back and you have no idea why these doors keep closing. The issue isn't that you feel anger, no. Anger is just a signal that a value was violated or a boundary was crossed. The signal is fine, the instruction is the problem. And if your emotions are driving the car, wisdom ain't even in the vehicle. And a car driven by emotion will always end up in the ditch. Now let's clear something up, because I don't want you to think that I'm saying bottle everything up. That's suppression. And being suppressive is just as dangerous as being explosive. Because really, bottling it up is just slow motion explosion. But let's talk about regulation. Think of a fire. A fire in the middle of your living room is a disaster. It's gonna burn your whole house down. That is uncontrolled anger. But a fire in the fireplace, surrounded by bricks, vented through the chimney, that becomes a tool. It brings warmth through your house. It provides light. Your emotions are the fire. Your character and your self-control are the bricks. And emotional control isn't about killing the fire. It's about containing it so it can be used for its intended purpose. Anger, when regulated, can give you the energy needed to fight an injustice or to change a bad habit. But without the bricks of self-control, it just destroys everything it touches. There was a season where I took pride in being direct and passionate. I thought if I didn't respond immediately, I was being weak. And people don't respect people that are weak. But I realized I was creating an environment where people I loved were walking on eggshells around me. Have you ever been the person where people have to check the weather before approaching you, before having a conversation with you? Is he in a good mood today? Can I bring this up right now, or will he snap? When I saw the look in the eyes of the people that I care about, that was a wake-up call. I realized I wasn't being strong, I was being unpredictable. And people don't follow intensity, they follow stability. And the day I began learning to respond versus reacting, everything began to change. Not because life got easier, it actually got harder, but because I got steadier. My influence grew because people knew that no matter how high pressure the situation became, Smalls isn't the type to blow the roof off the building. So how do we actually build this? Because it is a skill. You aren't born with good or bad emotional control. It's built through practice. This week, I challenge you to master the pause. When that trigger happens, when you see that text, you know the one. When your boss says that thing, when your kid spills the milk for the 10th time, I want you to do 3 things. Number 1, name the chemical. Call it out. Literally say to yourself, okay, I know this is just a feeling of surge and adrenaline right now. It's just chemical. This will pass in 90 seconds. Maybe even ask the question, is the reaction I'm about to have helping me become the person I want to be? Next, choose silence first. Silence is never a mistake in the heat of the moment. You can always say more later, but you can never say less. Self-control isn't about protecting the moment. It's about protecting who you're becoming. Name the chemical, ask the question, choose silence first. Some people spend their whole lives winning arguments and losing their whole lives. They win the fight on Tuesday night and lose the intimacy in their marriage by Friday. I don't want that for you. Real growth isn't loud, it's disciplined. Anyone can react, anyone can explode, but very few can lead themselves. Your control is your power. It is the foundation of your leadership, of your character, and ultimately of your peace. So let's talk about it. What's one area in your life where the pause will change everything? Let's be honest in the comments and know this. I'm walking this road with you, and I'm learning to breathe through triggers just like you are. Stay steady, and always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you. I'll see you on the next one.